WJBF 6 Plus. Download it free today. Get the latest video in one click at WJBF.com.
Now on News Channel 6 at 5, reaction to the sudden death of Senator Lindsey Graham.
His colleagues in the Senate and his constituents sharing tributes as Your News at 5 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 5.
Hello, everybody. I'm Brad Means.
And I'm Jenny Montgomery. Thank you for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with accolades and fond memories continuing to pour in after the death of South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham. Graham died in the late hours of Saturday night. He had served more than 3.
Preliminary findings show Senator Graham died from an aortic dissection. One of the main symptoms is high blood pressure, which can come without obvious warning signs. Over time, the added force of blood against your arteries can weaken blood vessel walls. News Channel 6's Jartavius Edmonds spoke with 2 local doctors about the connection between blood pressure, the aorta, and an emergency that can quickly become deadly. Jartavius?
Brad, doctors I spoke with say this does not mean every person with high blood pressure will have an aortic dissection, but they do want people to understand what years of uncontrolled blood pressure can do to the blood vessels, and knowing your numbers matter before an emergency happens. With every beat, the heart pushes blood through the aorta. That means the walls of the body's largest artery are constantly handling pressure. The American Heart Association lists high blood pressure as a risk factor for aortic aneurysm and dissection.
Here's the aorta.
Because the increased force of blood can weaken artery walls over time.
One of the most modifiable risk factors for aortic dissection is uncontrolled blood pressure. Now, it doesn't mean that everyone with high blood pressure, which is an extremely common cardiovascular disease, is at risk for aortic dissection, but it's one of the most common modifiable causes.
The concern starts along the inner surface of the blood vessel. That's the same area where a dissection begins, with a tear in the inner layer of the aorta.
And aortic dissection, as well as a lot of the other diseases that affect the heart and the aorta, are diseases of this inner lining of the blood vessels.
Once that tear develops, blood can move between the layers of the aortic wall, separating them as the dissection extends. The danger grows if the aorta ruptures.
If there's a rupture, that's a massive bleeding, and patients can become very, very unstable very quickly because their blood pressure goes down and then they internally bleed to death.
Doctors say warning signs can come on suddenly and include severe chest or back pain, loss of consciousness, stroke-like symptoms, and if someone becomes unresponsive, Dr. Johnson says the people around them need to move quickly.
In the moment, if someone passes out and is unresponsive, it's call 911, start CPR, and get an AED, an automatic external defibrillator.
Doctors say the goal isn't to wait until the body reaches that point. High blood pressure is one risk factor people can work with their health care provider to manage. And the first step is knowing where your numbers stand. The doctors I spoke with say this is about awareness, not assuming every chest pain is an aortic dissection, but also not brushing off sudden severe symptoms when something doesn't feel right. At 6, I'll show you the simple steps one doctor says everyone can take to start paying closer attention to their blood pressure. Jenny?
All right, thank you, Jartavius. Time now for a first check of the weather.
And for that, we want to check in with our chief meteorologist, Jenna Petracci.
Well, it's another active day out here, and the main threat today is actually the flooding, more so than the severe weather threat. So you can see we do have an aerial flood advisory for parts of Edgefield, Saluda, and a large chunk of Aiken County. That includes downtown Aiken and all of eastern Aiken County. This is until 6:15, and you can see over the last few hours, we're already seeing some spots up to around 2 to even close to 4 inches of rainfall. It's because these storms are moving north at only 5 miles per hour, so they're nearly stationary, and they're expanding in coverage as well. We also have a special weather statement for this same area. Not only are these storms producing the torrential rainfall leading to flooding, but they're also possibly producing wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. So heads up if you are in these areas, Johnston, Edgefield, Ridge Spring. These storms are expected to come together a little bit more as well, leading to some additional flooding the rest of this evening. Now, I'm also keeping an eye on these isolated storms around the Augusta Metro, Hephzibah, downtown Augusta, parts of Columbia County, also seeing that heavy rainfall. Same thing in Burke County, also over Sylvania, just had a strong storm move past. And then you can see that heavy rain pushing into Allendale as well. So here's a look across the entire CSRA. There's still several areas that are completely dry, but I'm expecting more widespread rain as we go into the rest of this evening. So this is our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam. You can definitely tell the rain is in the distance here in Allendale, and the winds are coming out of the south. That's bringing in a lot of moisture today. So any showers and storms that do form will be producing very torrential rainfall. It's also much cooler today by a whole 17 degrees in Aiken, 18 degrees cooler than yesterday in Sylvania, putting us only in the 70s and some places in the lower 90s today. Overall, we're topping off in the mid to upper 80s for the most part. And as we look ahead to the next few days, still a very high chance of rain with flooding concerns for a Tuesday. Then those rain chances start to decrease as we go into the end of the week with temperatures rising. We'll have more details on your forecast coming up, but back to you, Brad.
All right, Jenna, thanks. A suspicious death investigation underway in Richmond County. It started this morning on Marks Church Road when deputies found a person dead near the dumpsters behind Chuck E. Cheese. The coroner says it was in some woods, looked like a homeless camp. No more details so far. We'll keep you posted.
A North Augusta man is facing murder charges. Jaquan Colbert is charged with murder and possession of a weapon during a violent crime. Colbert is accused of shooting and killing 61-year-old Daryl McKinney on April 17th on Hutchinson Drive in North Augusta. He's being held at the Aiken County Detention Center. Coming up, swing away in the city of brotherly love.
A live report ahead of tonight's Home Run Derby. Next. Welcome back, everybody. Philadelphia, officially baseball's center of attention this week as fans from across the country pack Citizens Bank Park for Major League Baseball's All-Star festivities.
And tonight, it's all about the long ball, with some of the game's biggest sluggers set to battle it out in the Home Run Derby.
And joining us now live from Citizens Bank Park is Lindsay Mopper from our sister station in Philly. Lindsay, I can only imagine how exciting the atmosphere is up there.
Brad and Jenny, for the first time in 30 years, MLB All-Star Week is back here in the city of brotherly love. And you can feel the buzz all around Philadelphia. Just take a look here behind me. It is absolutely packed. The energy outside the bank is only growing as fans start their final countdown to one of baseball's biggest nights. The Home Run Derby is just the start of what's become a 5-day celebration of baseball. And tonight, 8 elite players will battle it out on the plate. And although no Braves will be a part of the big event tonight, 5 players, including Ozzie Albies, Drake Baldwin, Matt Olson, Chris Sale, and of course, Raisel Iglesias, all made the National League roster for the game tomorrow night, with Albies and Baldwin getting the start as well. And here in Philly, fans from all over the country are packing hotels, filling restaurants, and making their way through the sports complex, all eager to be a part of one of the sport's biggest events. And whether you're here to watch the game's biggest stars launch baseballs into the seats or simply soak in the atmosphere, the excitement surrounding All-Star Week is certainly hard to miss.
I mean, everyone's just been really welcoming. I mean, coming from San Diego, it's been really fun to just talk to random people all the time, and everyone's wearing jerseys, so that's fun.
I've waited all these years since '96. Finally, as an adult, I'm getting to do it. Schwarber going oppo all night long.
I'd like to see Murakami hit some crazy home runs.
I saw the lineup this morning, so there's to be interesting. There's a good lineup today.
And with the Home Run Derby set to light up the bank tonight and the All-Star Game still to come, the celebration of baseball here in Philadelphia is just getting started. Reporting live outside Citizens Bank Park, I'm Lindsay Mopper. Brad and Jenny, I'll send it back into you.
Lindsay, thanks so much. We appreciate it. Great job. And from packed stadiums to thousands of fans filling downtown streets, Atlanta has spent.
I am tracking scattered showers and storms that are leading to some gusty winds and torrential rainfall. We will have the threat of flooding the rest of this evening as the rain will become more widespread. I'll have more details when we return.
Follow News Channel 6 on Instagram.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. When my brother Tim was injured, we had nobody in our corner. And I promised myself long ago that no family would be left without somebody to fight for them. That promise became Morgan & Morgan. 35 years later, we kept it. So many families protected. $30 billion recovered. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. Size matters, reputation matters, results matter. There's only one Morgan & Morgan for the people.com.
Life happens fast. Just about everything today relies on a steady flow of electricity. Whether it's keeping food fresh, staying connected, or guiding your loved ones through the night, the last thing you want to worry about is losing power. A whole home generator from Castle Brothers ensures your family's safety by automatically transferring power as soon as an outage is detected. Be prepared with Castle Brothers, because life doesn't stop, and neither should your home. CastleBros.com.
They say you can't pause time. And it seems like just yesterday we were all waiting for you to arrive. I wanted to make sure that from day one you had a solid foundation. And with every birthday wish, every milestone, we were building something together. I watched you grow up faster than I was ready for. But I always knew, whatever path you chose, you'd never have to walk it alone. The world is yours now, and you've got everything you need to take it on. Love, Papa.
Attention Augusta. Now boarding flights for your summer adventures.
Augusta Regional Airport is your travel gateway, connecting you to your favorite destinations. With direct flights to Atlanta, Charlotte, Dallas-Fort Worth, and Washington, D.C. Why travel before you travel? Experience the convenience of flying out of AGS with easy parking and shorter security lines. You'll start your vacation before leaving home. Book your trip at flyags.com. Augusta Regional Airport. Fly there, fly home.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live 5/6.
Welcome back. Starting right off with that aerial flood advisory. This is until 6:15, and you can see a pretty large area just to the south of I-20 in eastern Aiken County, picking up around 3.5 inches of rainfall. This is over the last 3 hours. A similar situation just outside of Johnston and Saluda County. So several spots within this green polygon here showing those rainfall accumulations over 3 inches now, with more rain on the way. And it's all because these storms are nearly stationary, moving at around just 5 miles per hour towards the north. Now you can see downtown Aiken still dry. The storms are just to the south, and these storms are capable of producing wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. So there is that special weather statement as well until 5:45 p.m. I'm also keeping an eye on this cell near Grovetown to the north of Hepzibah. Heavy rain and lightning here. Starting to hear the thunder here at the station. So this is also moving off towards the north. Now, as we look down south, Screven County nearly covered with rain. Similar situation in Allendale. Heavy rain and lightning here, but luckily our threat of severe weather is much lower than it was over the weekend. I am expecting some additional special weather statements for some of these storms, indicating the wind gusts up to around 50 miles per hour. Of course, we have that threat of torrential rain and lightning, but we're not talking a higher threat of wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour like what we had over the weekend. Now, another main concern with this will be those wet downdrafts, though. These storms are packed with moisture, and they can release very suddenly, making for just a surge of rainfall and some gusty winds as well. And you can see this storm rolling in to downtown Aiken. This is the one we were tracking just a second ago on radar. I said it wasn't quite downtown yet, but you can tell it's getting close. This is our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam there. Much cooler in Aiken, only 78 degrees, but still seeing some spots at around 90 where it's been dry today. Now we're tracking this low pressure system with a stationary front. So since this front is not moving, it is bringing us a lot of moisture, allowing for those chances of storms, which could lead to the flash flooding concern. So we have a slight risk of excessive rainfall for the rest of today. Then tomorrow, there's still a marginal risk of excessive rainfall, so flooding is still possible, but our main threat will be tonight. So speaking of tomorrow, here's your day planner, 69 at 7 a.m., so a little bit cooler than normal with our morning lows as well. Then once we get into the afternoon, we'll be climbing only into the mid-80s. Average high is 94. Well, we'll be at 84 for Tuesday, then back to near average as we go into the end of the week. Rainfall chances still very high tomorrow at 70%. Then those rain chances stick around, but go down significantly to only 20% from Thursday through Saturday. So over the last 7 days, we haven't seen much widespread rain. It's been very hit or miss activity. However, some spots have picked up to around 2 inches, if not higher. And that's what I'm expecting for the rest of tonight. So some places still staying pretty dry, while others see up to even 5 inches of rain within just one storm moving in. So keep that in mind for this evening. Here's our future cast tonight at 6 p.m. The rain is expected to become more widespread, but it won't be heavy for everyone. So a lot of us just seeing that light rainfall around 11 o'clock tonight, a few lingering showers into our Tuesday morning. But you can see as we go into Tuesday afternoon, we'll see a bit more coverage here. And I do think our future cast model isn't quite picking up on how much moisture will still be in the atmosphere. So I am expecting more coverage than what that is showing, keeping that rain chance at 70% for tomorrow. Then once again, those rain chances will go down throughout the end of the week with the temperatures going back up.
All right, Jenna, thanks.
Up next, more adults moving back in with mom and dad.
Why the setup is benefiting children and their parents after the break.
WJBF and our partners continue to champion local families through our Children First campaign. Together, we hope to strengthen our community by uplifting children across the CSRA. To learn more, visit WJBF.com/Children First.
You are more than your car wreck, more than the injuries it caused. You are a person, and you deserve to be heard. Choosing the right lawyer is the most important decision you'll make. I know how to win. Call me, Chris Hudson. From here, for you.
At Rooms to Go, our furniture is made to be together. We invented the room package so that buying beautifully designed furniture for every room in your home is fun, fast, and easy. At Rooms to Go, when you buy a piece, you save a little, but when you buy the room, you save a lot. So come in today. Great room packages made easy. That's the magic of Rooms to Go.
You gesture, the world responds. Any car that doesn't offer that sense of control is a car that stops short of amazing.
Get special offers on select Lexus NX models.
Injured? Call Austin Jackson, the Augusta guy.
I had never really been in an accident before. Austin Jackson's team, they explained everything.
I knew that he was taking care of the behind-the-scenes work, and that was like a heavy load off of me and my family.
As soon as I called Austin Jackson, I was assured that everything would be taken care of for me.
We take all the burden from the legal side off of our clients. We protect, we guide, and we assist the injured of our community after an accident.
If you have a crack like this,
Now to the growing trend of adult children moving home. Sometimes it just makes financial sense for everyone involved.
yeah, children saving and parents getting help around the house. Rebecca Jarvis reports.
After going through a breakup and what she called a quarter-life crisis, Samantha Stobo was ready to leave New York City and figure out her next step.
My mom actually pitched the idea. She had recently moved to Miami. She pitched the idea of me coming and moving in with her temporarily while I figured out where I wanted to live, what I wanted to do for work. And then it kind of just spiraled and snowballed into 4 years later, and I still live with her.
The duo agreed on a set amount of rent Samantha pays and the living situation, which she chronicles on TikTok for her over 20,000 followers, and says it's made them closer than ever.
She is privy to a lot of information in my life, which makes her a really good sounding board, a really good confidant, a really good just like best friend. But I do remember at the beginning when I moved in, trying to navigate household chores, household responsibilities, who pays for what.
It's a growing trend. Last year, 49% of adults under the age of 30 lived with a parent, up 12% since 2019.
Home prices jumped almost 50% from 2019 to 2024, while incomes only went up 22%. So your kid is running twice as hard, basically, just to stay in the same spot. That's not a work ethic issue of kids going back home. It's a macroeconomic issue.
Casey Wright decided to move back in with her parents after 2 consecutive layoffs.
It made sense for me to be able to figure out how to get back on my feet and find a new job. And then it kind of just ended up me staying around longer than I expected it to.
Now, 3 years later, she's been able to make a dent in her student loans and save towards a down payment, while also helping her parents around the house.
My parents are older, so I am able to help them in their older years with stuff that they maybe can't do as much. It's been mutually beneficial for both me and my family.
Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, New York.
Well, that does it for us for this half hour. There is more coverage you can count on at 5:30.
Including more on the death of Senator Lindsey Graham. We'll hear from his Senate colleagues after the break.
Got in an accident. I knew I was hurt.
Learn to prepare an amazing meal with a hometown feel. We've gathered the best recipes from across the CSRA all in one place. Brandon Dawson and Jarrett Ledger host Your Hometown Kitchen, Fridays at 12:30 on News Channel 6.
Somebody texting and driving just blasted into the back of the car with my whole family in it. Everything about the law firm's been phenomenal. If you're injured, come to George Sink's law firm. It's worth it.
At George Sink Injury Lawyers, we fight so you don't have to.
The live 5 for 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 5:30.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping today's local headlines in Aiken County, leaders say Senator Lindsey Graham's impact went beyond politics. From his early days in Congress, Graham made the Savannah River site a priority, advocating for its future as an economic anchor for the CSRA. Georgia State leaders say the World Cup has put the city of Atlanta brand on a global stage. Hosting the tournament is about more than just soccer, but a chance to highlight Atlanta as a destination for tourism, business, and major international events. Operation Southern Slowdown kicking off today across 5 states. The week-long event is designed to get people to slow down and crack down on aggressive driving. Speeding is one of the causes of deadly accidents. We'll have more on these stories coming up at 6, but first, coverage you can count on continues with South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster replacing Senator Lindsey Graham's vacancy. Time now for a first look at our weather with Chief Meteorologist Jenna Petracci. And Jenna, just on cue there, I hear a rumble of thunder overhead.
That's right, Dee. And just on cue, look at this view. Wow, this is our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam from Wellstar MCG Health. Just saw a flash of lightning in the distance. You are looking at torrential rain coming down with some very eerie skies. So this is what's happening in Aiken County, and we're also seeing some of those storms now in Augusta as well. So this is an aerial flood advisory that was just issued until 8:30 p.m. It includes several counties. Let me step off the screen so you can see that green polygon. That includes all the way up to Wilkes County, parts of McDuffie, Lincoln, Columbia, Richmond, Edgefield, even southern McCormick County, Aiken, and then we also have another aerial flood advisory as well. This was issued earlier around 4 p.m. This is aerial flood advisory for parts of Aiken, Edgefield, and Saluda. And on top of that, a special weather statement until 5:45, so just 10 more minutes. That should expire. That was for up to 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts. But I do think the storms that we were just watching there closer to Augusta could end up producing gusts up to around 50 miles per hour as well. Here's a look at the rainfall total. Several areas now up to around 3.5 inches there in parts of Aiken, Edgefield, and Saluda. Then towards the Augusta metro, starting to see some spots of up to around around 1.5 inches with much more to come. Scrubbin County, just some light rain, but heavy downpours in parts of Barnwell and Allendale with lightning strikes. And here's a look at the entire picture here. So still pretty dry in some of our southwestern counties. We do have more rain coming in, though, from the east or from the west, and we're expecting this to really collide over the next few hours, making for some very widespread rain with that threat of flooding continuing into late tonight. I'll have more details with a look at your futurecast coming up. But back to you, Dee.
All right, thanks so much. We'll see you in a few minutes. Iran and the U.S. ramp up attacks against each other. Authorities in Bangkok are investigating the city's deadliest fire in 17 years. At least 27 people were killed in a massive blaze at a music bar overnight. Most of them were found trapped in windowless bathrooms. Another 73 people were injured. Firefighters put out the flames in half an hour. No word yet on what caused the fire. Well, coming up, a security breach details, or delays rather, Jay-Z's last concert in a New York City stadium. A trend inspired by Netflix and more. It's all new, and it's what's trending next.
And with all this rain, it's time for a look at our Live by First 6 neighborhood network powered by Tempest. Here's your rainfall totals for the northeastern portion of the CSRA. Parts of Saluda now over 1 inch of rain, where there's that aerial flood advisory. 0.64 inches near Trenton. Moving down towards the metro, we have around half an inch in northern Columbia County. One spot there in Aiken County, 1.24 inches of rain. Then going down towards the southeast, you can see around 1 inch just outside of Sylvania in Scrubbin County, and we have a lot more rain to come. I'll break down all the details after what's trending.
This week, most Americans...
Did you know replacing your roof can cost tens of thousands of dollars? But what if you could save big money and extend the life of your existing roof by 17 years? Well, now you can with Roof Savers and their patent-pending Renew It 17 roof preservation treatment, which increases roof shingles flexibility, granular adhesion, offers UV protection, and has been lab-tested and proven to protect your roof from hail. Call today to see if your roof qualifies for the Roof Savers 3-step process.
Step 1 is a roof tune-up. Replacing missing shingles, repairing pop nails, and checking any pipe boots for leaks. Second, a professional soft wash, where we gently wash your roof to remove unsightly black streaks, algae, moss, and organic buildup. Step 3, we apply our patent-pending Renew It 17 formula, adding 17 years of additional life to your roof with just one treatment.
Roof Savers is the only roof preservation company tested and approved by the Wounded Warriors Program.
Before we partnered with Roof Savers, our entire staff, including our scientists, thoroughly evaluated Renew It 17. The Roof Savers preservation treatment with Renew It 17 and its 17-year transferable warranty is remarkable. Roof Savers saved me thousands.
When Roof Savers finished my house, I sent them over to my business partner's house. He ends up saving $8,000.
Roof Savers was very fair in their estimate. It was very reasonable for what they did, and I'm quite pleased with it.
America's #1 choice for roof preservation is Roof Savers. Save your roof, save your money.
Women to Watch on News Channel 6, sponsored by the Barnes Law Office.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time now for a look at what's trending today. In Florida, a 911 dispatch. What's interesting is we're getting some good rain, of course, because we need the water, but all the timing. And coming up next, Jenna will have our full forecast, so stay tuned.
Nice job. Don't mind them. Oh, sign here? When you know it's the one. They're good. Get it at the big one. Lease a new 2026 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for $279 a month for 36 months with $42.78 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places. Did you remember to defrost the chicken?
Oh, I didn't. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
I guess cereal for dinner?
Cereal it is. Hey, how was practice today? Great. I scored 2 goals. Wow, that's super.
Real proud of you, Pumpkin.
You wouldn't mount a ceiling fan on the floor, just like you wouldn't have anyone but Morgan & Morgan handle your injury case. With over $30 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big.
You okay, honey? I'm okay.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
I think this is my favorite. Huh, what do you think of this one?
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
For over 30 years, Augusta...
I think I'll take Camry home.
Who?
Camry, when you know it's the one, get it at the big one. Lease a new 2026 Toyota Camry LE for $269 a month for 36 months with $42.68 due at signing. Toyota, let's go places.
The CSRA's favorite news app is now even better with easier access to local news, weather, and live streaming video. Download the News Channel 6 mobile app. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. Here's a look at radar now as we are tracking some very heavy downpours along with some lightning strikes. And this torrential rain is leading to some aerial flood advisories. And this is just the beginning of what's going to be a very wet night. So let's take a look down towards the southwest parts of Emmanuel County over Swainsboro, seeing some of that heavy rain into Jefferson County as well, just outside of Louisville, and parts of Burke County south of Waynesboro. Then moving over towards the southeast, very widespread heavy rain over Barnwell and Allendale counties. Some of that moving into Bamberg as well. Then let's move up towards the Augusta Metro. We're hearing it at the station. Heavy rainfall at Television Park and into Columbia County, including Martinez. Frequent lightning here. That extends into southern Edgefield County and near Burnettown, Graniteville as well. We have this aerial flood advisory until 8:30 p.m. It includes parts of McDuffie County up towards Lincoln, even McCormick, Columbia, Richmond, Aiken, and Edgefield counties. We also had another aerial flood advisory. That one will expire shortly, and you can see the rain has cleared out for the most part out of that area in Aiken County, but that's where they picked up over 3 inches of rain in some spots. South of I-20, you can see that, and also into Saluda County. As for the new aerial flood advisory near Champions Retreat, north of Martinez, over 2 inches of rain now, and up to around 1.5 inches near Bobby Jones Expressway, 2.2 inches in northern McDuffie County. So here's a really cool photo of a shelf cloud with that torrential rain in the background. This was taken by Dr. James Halber in Graniteville. Thank you so much for sharing, and if you have any cool photos from tonight and you're able to take them safely, be sure to send those my way to feature in the newscast. But this is our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam. Just a moment ago, we were seeing that shelf cloud as well. Now you can see it is pouring. We're seeing those raindrops accumulate on the camera lens, and it's much cooler today, down to 84 in Augusta, 77 in Aiken. Places that stayed dry did briefly hit the low 90s today, but we are tracking this low pressure system with a stationary front that's producing the rainfall, and we have these slow moving storms. They're back building as well, so not only are they nearly stationary, but they're growing, and tonight we're expecting widespread rainfall. So all of the CSRA is under that slight risk of excessive rain, and tomorrow we have a marginal risk of excessive rain. So still that flooding threat tomorrow, just a little bit less significant. A few spotty showers in the morning, most of the shower and storm activity happening in the afternoon, and it will be another cooler day as well, only topping off at 84 degrees. We're back up to 94 though on Thursday as those rain chances start to go back down to 20%, but we are expecting a 70% chance of rain for tomorrow. So beneficial rainfall overall. You can see over the last 7 days it's been very spotty, so it will be really helpful to help keep us out of the drought if we see more widespread rain. So tonight I am expecting some places to even get up to around 5 inches, very isolated locations. Other places unfortunately still staying dry, but you can see as we look at our feature cast here that the rain will become much more widespread tonight, especially by around 8 to 9 o'clock. Not everyone will see the heavy rain though. You can see most of it just very light around 11 o'clock tonight, then a few of those lingering showers into our Tuesday. Some pockets of heavy rain expected tomorrow as well, which once again could lead to that flooding concern. Also, I think our model isn't quite showing as much rain as what we'll actually see. This atmosphere is packed with a whole lot of moisture, so I am expecting some pretty widespread rain for our Tuesday, then lower chances on Wednesday, going down to 40%. And once again, those temperatures will start to heat back up as the rain chances go down, Dee.
Okay, thanks so much. We'll be right back.
How do you become the largest?
A yacht charter company in California had an unexpected guest show up on board, a big sea lion. The employee asked the animal, how did he get in there? How is he going to get out? Which the sea lion was not too happy when the employee came back a little later. The sea lion was snoring and snoozing and woke up grumpy from the interruption. People on Instagram joked, it's the sea lion's boat now. Just hand over the keys. That's too cute, but that will be an interesting surprise for you. He's adorable, adorable. That's all the time we have for this half hour. We'll have more coverage you can count on coming up next at 6 with Brad and Jenny.
The Line Viper 6 Neighborhood Network, powered by Tempest, is sponsored by Coleman Services. One name, two trades, no worries.
South Carolina's